Hi there, my name's Whitney and welcome to TEFL Pros. TEFL Pros is your online source for learning how to teach English both overseas and online. On today's call, we sat down with our recent grad, Jackie, to hear about her experience on our TEFL Pros Plus course. Hey, Jackie.
Hi, Whitney.
Congratulations on graduating.
Oh, thank you.
And thanks for taking some time out of your day and hopping on this call to share your thoughts with others.
Hey, no problem.
Would you mind just sharing a bit with folks about kind of where you were at in life prior to getting your TEFL?
Sure. So, when I had signed up for the course, that was right before I got pregnant with my kid, and I was just really interested in possibly teaching English because I was doing language exchanges with other people. With one guy, I was learning Spanish, and so we would do usually like half and half Spanish and English. It was just so much fun to do that exchange that I kind of wanted to do more of that. And I also was taking Spanish classes at the time, and I was really inspired by my Spanish teachers. And I thought, oh, maybe this would be something that I could do with English. Obviously not with Spanish, but with English, maybe I could like teach. And so it was something I kind of signed up for on a whim. I did look around, but that is kind of where I was at. So I was thinking it could be like a side hustle with my current job. And then eventually I left my job to be a full-time mom. And I thought this could still be something that would be feasible even while I'm watching my kid, like when he's napping or sleeping. I could explore this as a other kind of job opportunity.
Yeah, that's so interesting that your life has changed a lot just in the
Yeah.
course of taking this program and getting certified. So what was that process like for you when you were you had this idea, you're like, all right, I'm taking these Spanish classes, I'm really enjoying it. Maybe I want to teach English, kind of do something similar to what my Spanish
Mhm.
teachers are doing. How did you kind of go about looking for a TEFL course? What sorts of aspects of the course were important to you?
Right. So I was really looking for something that was a solid course. I know there's some where you don't even have videos or anything like that. It's just more you read through. So I thought that wouldn't be necessarily for me. There were some other courses that were online. It had to be online for my situation, that were online, but they were live. And the timing just wouldn't have worked out. I needed to be a little bit more flexible. And so when I came across TEFL Pros, you guys had a mix of both like the video instruction and the classroom observations. And what was really great were the coaching calls, because I don't think I found that same mix of things, that flexibility overall, but with the same quality that I was looking for. So that's kind of how I went with you guys. And also to the introductory call that we had at the very beginning, that really helped to kind of like solidify whether or not this would be a good course for me. Because you brought up some really good points too, because I was considering maybe teaching here versus elsewhere. And just the fact that you were bringing this up to me made me feel like you really cared that the students that would be going through your class would be prepared for what they were looking for. So yeah, that's one of the big reasons I took the TEFL Pros course, and I'm really happy I did.
Well, you've been great to have on the course. We've just been chatting here for a while about your fabulous portfolio and all the hard work that you put into it. Uh, I'm about to ask you about any highlights of going through the course. I don't know if the portfolio is one of them.
Well, I mean, it was because
A lot of work for you.
if
You put a lot
so,
into it.
yeah, yeah, like in terms of like highlights of the course, the portfolio assignments, like having to do a run through of what you would actually need to do for a class was really helpful for me. I think if I was taking a class that didn't have a graded assignment for that, I'd be saying like, oh yeah, I'll do that when I have to do it, and not getting any actual feedback from you guys would have been really detrimental, because I really got that incremental experience of trying to make the lesson plans and really seeing where I need to work and where I was spending my time and needed to do better time management. And all those things took time. And that would have been really hard to do, like after I took a course and then try to, do that for a class. So I'm really glad that that's part of the course. It is a little bit challenging, especially the first three portfolio assignments, which I'm glad that you said on a call that those are probably the most challenging, because right at like module 3, I was like, oh boy. It was definitely challenging, but it challenging in a good way. And once I got to the end of the course, everything just sort of like clicked together, all the different pieces. So you really do have to kind of trust the process, but the way the TEFLPros course is set up, it makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Well, that's great to hear. I'm glad that coming out of that, you have a positive view on the portfolios. You did an excellent job on your assignments. We were just bragging about her work here before we hit the record button. But
the other things too that I would say like were really great about the TEFLPros course would be the Facebook group that you joined. So I didn't have Facebook at the time I signed up for the class, and I got it later. And I wish I had made an account earlier just so that I could have that support and sort of accountability, because that really did help with making sure I would proceed to the next one instead of like having a gap of time going through one module to the next. So if anyone is in the same situation, I would say go ahead and make a Facebook profile. You don't have to add a ton of friends. Just use it for the TEFLPros Plus. It really does help. And then the coaching calls, I wish I had like logged on to them earlier. I think at the time with my kids' nap schedule and just the way things were, it might not have worked out anyways. But once I was able to finally join, those were really, really helpful. So if anyone joins the course and has access to them, like take advantage of them. Even if you don't have a question, you can like sit in and get answers from other like ideas from other people. And of course, there's always the replay. So if you can't make them, you can still get that knowledge from later,
Yeah, after the fact, if it doesn't work out for your schedule, just hop in, and if you've sent in a question, we'll talk about it. We'll be like, all right,
Yeah.
Jack, got your question up right now. We're gonna go through it.
I think that I actually did that one time. I had to send a question in. I think I was at work or something at the time. And so I just watched the replay later.
Yeah. So that's great. And hopefully we'll still see you on some calls, Jackie, because now
Yeah.
you're dabbling.
I'll still have some questions.
Yes. We look forward to that. Well, is there any last things that you'd like to share? Any advice for folks out there watching that are like, I don't know if I want to get TEFL certified. Just any last words of wisdom?
So if you're learning, like if you're looking to teach English and you're not sure whether or not getting certified is a good idea, I would say it has prevented me from making mistakes in my future classes by using the knowledge that I've used through the course. But by learning from the course certain things I would not have known to approach, for instance, grammar lessons in the way that TEFLPros has suggested. And that's something that you could maybe figure that out like 5 years down the line or a few years in, that's the best way to do it. But I mean, if you're looking to, give quality instruction right out the gate, I would say this is really, really a great course. You get the classroom observations, you get the lesson plans, which are very clear. And you get the coaching calls, which are excellent for any last questions that you have. So I would say go for it if you can. If it's within the possibility that you can do so, do attempt to take the TEFLPros or get TEFL certified, because it's going to give you a lot of knowledge and just confidence going into teaching that you wouldn't have had otherwise.